Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah and welcome to my show, Artistry. Today I have with me the founder and creator of the wonderful community, Women of Hong Kong, Miss Sarah V. Hello, Sarah, and welcome to my show.
Hi, Diptii. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to be speaking with you.
Same here, Sarah. Sarah, tell us about Women of Hong Kong.
I guess in a nutshell, Women of Hong Kong is an all-inclusive women's community that has been making sure that we aim to create safe spaces and safe environments in which women can just feel absolutely themselves. And that honestly will result into unlocking opportunities of collaboration and just helping each other out by sharing resources and knowledge.
Sarah, when did this journey of Women of Hong Kong begin, and where are we today in terms of numbers?
So Women of Hong Kong actually started out in 2014. There was just a handful of women as social butterflies that like to connect with each other. And that naturally grew into a group of 200 women within a WhatsApp group. And what happened there was when COVID and the protests happened, they just went from recommending brunch locations to actually asking real life help questions such as, I lost my job, I would like a few recommendations, or I'm going through something serious. And, if anybody has any divorce recommendation lawyers, that would be great. So it became a helpline for women. And from then on, I thought maybe it was time to open it to a bigger platform. But I wasn't sure where to bring it to, if it was Facebook or LinkedIn. So I just built the website in January of 2021. And from 200 women in a WhatsApp group, we are now at 4,000 members within the database.
Wow, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So, Sarah, what do you think are the top 3 core values of this community that brings women together and keeps them together?
I know you asked for 3, but we actually have 4 core values. Is it okay if I share all 4?
Sure, please. Yes.
Okay. So the first core value is women should be encouraged to reinvent the way we see ourselves, right? From thinking that we're not good enough, or we're not worthy, or we're not skilled enough for this task, to actually saying, I can do this, I am fully capable, and I can learn this if I don't know it. Changing the way we see ourselves, which results into the second core value, changing the way that women see other women, ultimately the way we see other people. This person isn't judging me. She is giving me an opportunity. She doesn't have malicious intent. This could develop into something great, because most often we are defensive. So when good opportunities come our way, we kind of think, well, maybe there's a hidden agenda here. But what if we started thinking a little bit more positively about the people around us? Your perceptions start to change, and then the opportunities that you take actually start to expand. Then that rolls into the third core value, which is creating a safe and supportive environment for each other. Ultimately, that does lead to collaboration. And the final core value for Women of Hong Kong, which is my favorite because I'm a mother, is breaking generational traumas. So what this means is your belief system as a child, or as a young girl or a young guy, could ultimately be changed with the thoughts that you have today. Because just because you believe that you're restricted to specific things or industries when you were a little girl, that's not really the truth. You could strive to be anything that you want, as long as you push yourselves towards that. And the way we teach our children is also different. Limitations start to break, and inclusion starts to be normal. It doesn't even have to be a keyword anymore.
Yeah. Sarah, I'm sure that from the journey of a 200 people WhatsApp group to a 4,000 plus, and I'm sure and hoping for great numbers in the future, there must have been challenges along the journey. Tell us about your top 3 challenges.
I guess the first one would be constantly being misunderstood, that this is a money-making scheme, that I'm trying to get capital out of anybody. And this is probably the first time I'm going to say this out loud and live. There's not a lot of money to be made, because I don't push it in that sense. I'm really just all about connecting women to each other. The second one is the misconception that I had to be somebody important to start this. And that was one of the reasons I didn't start Women of Hong Kong when I first had the idea in 2020. I started it in 2021 because for 12 months, that was one of the biggest challenges I had, believing that somebody else is capable of doing this, that somebody would be much better off in managing this and creating this. So I waited for 12 months, and then I realized, wow, I've had this idea for nearly a year. Nobody's still doing it, so maybe I should try. That was definitely a big challenge for me. And the last challenge, which is still persistent, is trying to do it all. I am a parent and I do have a full-time job, but I cannot ever put Women of Hong Kong down. The tasks, the upkeep, the community management, as much as it takes up my time, it is extremely challenging, but it is worth every minute. Thank you.
Sarah, what is it that you wish to achieve from Women of Hong Kong as a community?
I wish for the members that are part of the community to really look at themselves and discover more about them, in a sense where they start to develop a sense of self-awareness. The way I speak to another woman, why not? Why don't I accept opportunities more? What's holding me back? I feel like when women join the community, there's a part of them that will get challenged, because you start to get mirrors held up in front of you, of your current habits, whether they're good or bad, the current personality traits that you carry, whether you like them or not. And you're faced with the decision of asking yourself, is this who I want to be? And it's not to say that women need to compare themselves within the community to be better than other women, but you do end up comparing yourself to the version of who you were yesterday. And then you ask yourself, do I like this version of me? I feel like the community can do that, because they start to see other women that are quite skillful, strong, and powerful, that are also at the same time telling them, you can get to where I am. You can push yourself to be this amazing, inspirational, resilient woman. Because I wasn't that person a year ago. I wasn't that person 2 years ago, but the community is extremely influential. And I feel like the members in there would greatly benefit from the influence that the women can share.
As you talk about resilience being one thing that, you've inculcated from the community, is there anything else that has transformed your life through this journey?
My fear of being bullied started at a very young age, and it was definitely something that stopped me from wanting to meet other women, because as much as I push these core values, I still have my own set of fears. And I've learned that being vulnerable doesn't mean telling everyone my insecurities. Being vulnerable really means showing up for yourself, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how often you hear the negative voices in your head, you push through and show up for yourself. So that's been something that I've learned and I'm extremely grateful for. And I feel like if I wasn't presented with the responsibility of continuing the growth of the community, I would be sitting back at my comfort levels.
Sarah, how do you ensure that the community remains connected and there is a lot of vibrancy, throughout this time?
I love that question. I've never been asked that. For me, it's important to keep the activity levels up, not because of gamifying it, but of representing and showcasing the women that are constantly achieving things. Like this week, Live magazine was released, and they announced women that were winners in Hong Kong. And I can say more than half of the women that they listed out were members of the community. So things such as that, elevating the awards that the current members receive, no matter how small or big. If somebody's doing a diaper drive, if somebody's trying to do a charity work, somebody has a success story of a collaboration, we do our best to put a magnifying glass on that and convert it into a blog. We ask questions. How do you feel you can be further helped by the community? What do you think is missing? What other business opportunities would you like to be presented? So all these questions that get driven back to the members, we harvest all the answers and we do our best to execute that. Because at the end of the day, this isn't Sarah's community. This is a community for every single member of Women of Hong Kong. So for us to continue creating it and growing it and turning it into an environment that Women of Hong Kong can actually be happy about, we need to be listening to what Women of Hong Kong actually needs.
Tell us about your current events that you do and also your training academy.
Oh, okay. So the current events that we have, my favorite so far has been the Business Blitz. I am an introvert myself, and going to so many networking events, it never really worked out for me because I was really shy. So I created this 60-minute networking event with 4 intervals, and each interval lasts 15 minutes. So you'll be given seat letters for every interval, and you sit with 3 other women. So it guarantees that you get at least 9 good contacts in under 60 minutes. It's efficient. It eliminates the need to have that fear of being shy or not knowing anybody, because you're forced to sit, and then you're also forced to switch seats. And of course, women are multifaceted. So sometimes 60 minutes for a networking event is all we could really afford. We have places to be, dinners to cook, and work to catch up on. So that's been most popular. The next event that we have in June, which is June 28th. I wish you were here for it. It's the members meet and greet. We host a monthly members meetup so that everyone can just put a face to the phone numbers. And, it's wonderful because we created these stickers that will either say it's your first time attending the event or you've been here before. And women, sometimes when they go to events, we have this thought, oh, I don't want to be the only one there that's new. But surprisingly enough, last month when we did our members event, 70% of the room wore the sticker that said, it's my first time here. So it made women feel absolutely comfortable. Everybody knew that everybody was new. And it was just fabulous. And those are the type of barriers and walls that we try to break down when we create an event. It's not just for drinking or socializing, it's for really helping you get out of your comfort zone.
And what are your plans for the future, Sarah?
Same thought process as when I looked at the WhatsApp group of 200 women and said, I feel like more women could benefit from this. So let's expand it into a website. My goal, my dream, and I'm going to make it happen, is to expand Women of Hong Kong globally. We'll start with Asia. So there's going to be women of Singapore, women of Malaysia, women of Dubai, women of Australia, you name it. Wherever women are in need of support and community and shared resources as well as connections, I feel like that would be a great place to expand. So if you know anyone or anyone listening here thinks that they would love to join in the expansion, please let me know.
Thank you so much, and wishing you all the best with your community efforts. You're doing a wonderful, wonderful job.
Thank you, Diptii. Have a wonderful evening over there.
Thank you so much.